you have sort of an idea what the game is like and how fast it is, but you step inside of here and you realize how good these guys are. It's so fast, so precise.
I remember after games, I'd go up to the media center and be sitting there, and they'd say, well, they played terrible. I go, what? You weren't watching the same game I was watching, because they're always intense for me.
I think out of all the things I've ever done in my whole career, this has to be the best place to be for anything. It's just so exciting every game, win or lose. It's just great to watch the game. There's no doubt about it.
Good third man, good third man!
Suicide box is just a blast. I mean, and the great thing is we don't have to pay to sit there.
It's a lot there. I mean, it's, you know, you go to work, you do your job. These guys, you know, this is hanging it all out every day.
I think you realize the tension when it's 3 in the morning and you go home and you can't sleep. You realize how wired it is down here and how intense it is. Because I don't really realize, it seems normal to me now being down here the whole game, and I go home at night and I'm wide awake. I can't sleep for hours. I'm sure it's the same for the players.
You look for things to happen. You watch a guy's eyes, and you know he's going to go after it, beat the life out of some unsuspecting character or whatever.
The one thing I really was trying to get was, I really wanted to get as close and tight to the players as I could, because I wanted to show that emotion that they've got.
Some of the best shots, I think, are along the boards, but it's a difficult shot because it's dangerous. The referees quite often go screaming by and will take their head off. That's why I like net cam. Net cam is cool because there's an angle you rarely see, and it's always interesting.
I'd seen a lot of minor hockey with my son playing and everything, and I got the idea there of putting a bunch of kids in the net for a picture, and that's where it came. I thought, well, hey, you know, if you could get a camera in the net, even if you could just try it at practice, but I said it would be very dangerous. And then I thought of the idea, well, maybe remote it, and that's how it came. At the Sun, we had a carpenter shop, and they helped me. I told them what I had in mind. I wanted to put a camera like in the net, and it had to be a very wide-angle lens camera. And so they designed this bird cage, we call it, and the lens fitted right in there, and it just indented enough so if the puck hit it, it had to hit the lens dead on, or we took a chance. And I would just put the camera in there, put the back on, put it in the goal, maybe even a couple hours before the game, put the ice around the snow around the pad, and it would sit in the goal. And I did not have a remote in those days. I had to have a cable that went under the goal, around and back to the goal judge. And then when the game's on, I get in with the goal judge. He lets me in there, and I work a little button like your doorbell. And every time someone comes in front of the net, click, 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 click. I got a shot where a player came in, and you know how they come and they stop, and the people don't realize there's just a snowstorm of ice flying in the air from cutting the skates in the ice, and the puck went in. And Dunk went down, and he turned and looked in the goal. Well, as he turned and looked in the goal, the snow had gone all over his fiberglass mask, and it just made a picture you would never even think was there. In your mind, my idea was I was going to get a nice big puck, hopefully, in the net right in front of the lens. And to this day, if I was back shooting, I would try to get that someday, because I think that one day you're going to see a picture of a goalie and a puck about that big in the net.